All right, welcome to the Leverett Subcommittee. Chairman Leverett had to handle another committee real quick, so I'm going to fill in for him. So what we'll do is I'll ask Vice Chairman Hong if she'll open us up in a word of prayer.
Thank you. Let's bow our heads. God, thanks for allowing us to be in this room and serve all the Georgians. Bless all of us, give us knowledge as we do the work for our hardworking Georgians, and bless this day. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. All right, we're going to do ladies first with Chairman Darlene Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, today I bring you House Bill 421. It's a bill we've seen before, and I believe Representative Fincher is going to be here to help with this. I just saw him a moment ago, but I'll go ahead and get started. This is a bill that started about 10 years ago. We had an issue in Thomas County where someone had actually traveled to perform indecent and immoral purposes with a child. And the judge found that we did not have a statute that would address this directly. And our law enforcement has asked us to bring this bill, and it just specifically says that a person that commits this offense of traveling to meet a child for indecent purposes, when such person travels any distance into our state from outside the state, or causes another person to do so for that purpose of conducting or contacting any child under the age of 16 or with a person believed to be a child of that age. It gives us a statute to be able to address this issue. I have this case that happened years and years ago, and I will share with you, a deputy has sent to me another case where this has happened. And this one was in 2025. I'll be happy to pass this out to the committee so you would have a copy of it. Again, where someone traveled from out of state for these indecent purposes. And this is to protect the children of the state of Georgia. And other states have this type of legislation, and it's something at this time, I think our state is ready and it's time to do that. If I could give this, hand this out. And this is a difficult subject. That's why in working with this committee, I had asked Representative Fincher if he would review some of these things and assist me if there are questions or things that the committee has concerning this matter.
Okay, just to clarify, you want Representative Fincher to help you review that before we vote on it to make sure that no changes are needed?
I believe he has that information.
Okay. All right.
I'm not trying to interfere with voting for it. I just wanted to reinforce what she said.
Representative, you'll pull the microphone to you.
Hello? Hear me? Am I in?
Yeah.
Yeah, it appears that Alabama and Florida both have this statute in place, and I completely support it. I think she's bound some officers she needs to help, and I think we need it all over the state. We need to stand strong, and as Alabama and Florida already have, and make certain that we can keep these folks from traveling into our state.
Okay. Thank you, Representative. All right. Any questions from members of the committee? Number 10, Representative.
Have a motion at the proper time.
Okay. All right. Let me know that I'm going to make sure. Is there anybody signed up to speak to?
I do believe there was someone that wanted to speak to it.
Okay. Yes. Let me see. Mike Griffin. Come on down. Chairwoman Taylor, if you just take a seat over to the side. Or stay right there, that's fine too.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is Mike Griffin. I am the Public Affairs Representative of the Georgia Baptist Mission Board, and we appreciate Representative Taylor presenting this legislation. Of course, we are two South Georgia rednecks. Amen. Well, I'm from Thomasville as well, and she was sharing with me about the sheriffing down there, and I'm 65, and they've only had 3 sheriffs in all my years of being there. But I also work with Georgia Baptist in the area of child protection policy, and I've done 6 conferences around breakout sessions around the state on this issue, and this is like so very important. You know, it says in the book of Luke chapter 17, verse 2, I believe it is, it's better that a millstone be tied about your neck and tossed into the deepest part of the sea than to cause one little one to stumble. And so there's no doubt that the Lord's behind us in this kind of legislation. It's so very important. You know, I work with Ministry Safe with Greg Love. The Georgia Baptist Mission Board is cooperating with them. And it's so important that we do everything we can legislatively, but also from a church side as well, to protect our children. That's so very important. So we 100% support this legislation, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. See no questions from the members of the committee. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I had signed up. Anybody else come in at the last minute? All right. I believe Vice Chairman Hung, you had a motion. We got a move to pass.
Second.
All right, move to pass second. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, it carries. You're on the full. We'll get you scheduled for one day next week.
Thank you.
And-
Thank you very much, Committee.
And before I go any further, I've got one of my former DAs here, even though I still practice down in that area, Herb Cranford, from down there in the Caida. I think that's correct.
Pronounced. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Did it run a little underground down in Caida, or Caida Fayette back in the day. So good to have you here. And then one of my good close friends, Wright Barksdale. Good to see y'all. Thanks for making that haul up here. So anyhow, we'll move on now to, and before I forget, I'll announce this. HB 390 has been pulled off of the agenda at the request of the author. Okay, let's see. Next we have House Bill 1131. Vice Chairman Hong, if you're ready, you can present from right there.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. HB 1131 has to do with service of essentially application for warrants. Currently, we have warrants that are issued after a law enforcement officer does an investigation, decides to go before a judge and takes out a warrant. It's another way where an individual who, for example, if a law enforcement officer decides not to take out a warrant against an alleged offender, then the alleged victim can go and file an application for a warrant, and the alleged offender will have to be notified, and then there is a hearing held. Currently, there is an issue with sometimes the alleged offender not receiving that application for warrant notice or the hearing notice, and when they don't show up, a warrant is issued. So wanted to fix that to include personal service, and it being that the intent is that the person who's getting the application for warrant or the warrant hearing issued for has personal service and knows about the date, time, and the location of the hearing. I'll take any questions.
See no questions from members of the committee. I do have two signed up for this. Lieutenant Claus Buck,
Right here, sir.
come on down. Good to see you again, sir.
Thank you. Good to be seen. I'm honored to be heard, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak on such an important bill.
Yes, sir.
I apologize if I'm not as prepared as I should be. I'm still dressed in my field uniform with
Good.
dusty boots, and I just kind of dashed in there. I had the opportunity to speak to my agency head. My agency head supports the bill in the sense that it protects civil liberties. It keeps a person from being it reduces the amount of the possibility of malicious prosecution. Gives both sides an opportunity to be heard, because this does deal with private applications by private individuals versus public officers such as myself. But there's always a but. And the but is this. In Fulton County, we hear, the Fulton County Magistrate Court hears approximately over 1,300 private warrant applications per year. The Marshal's Department is the executing and serving agency for the Fulton County Magistrate Court. This would impose over 1,300 more demands for personal service upon the Marshal's Department. And this would, at the risk of taking a civil liberties issue, which it is, and diminishing it by reducing it to pure fiscal concerns, would create an unfunded mandate for the Fulton County Marshal's Department and a lot of law enforcement agencies. I'm not suggesting that the bill should not move forward, but only that this should be considered in the grand scheme of things. And I'd be happy to offer a suggestion if the committee is open, the subcommittee is open to hearing it. If not, I'll just answer questions or be quiet if it's the pleasure of the committee.
Okay. Any questions from members of the committee? I guess your proposed,
May I suggest that we work a procedure where instead of having where it appears by the language of the legislation, the default position will be personal service of the notice of the warrant application notice. How about a situation where where instead the first attempt can be done by mail or other means, and if the if the respondent, the respondent accused does not show, then a notice will be regenerated and will be sent to the Marshal's Department or appropriate agency for service for personal service, if possible, upon the defendant. Language to the effect of no warrant shall be granted in the absence of the accused respondent, unless there has been personal service made upon the respondent accused, or in the alternative, the judge determines that a good faith effort has been made to perfect personal service upon the defendant accused.
okay. Thank you. Obviously,
Do you want me to
I-
respond?
I-
I can.
I will say this, I'm good if the bill sponsor wants to work with you in between this getting to full committee next week to work on this, so I think the committee would be open to that.
Thank you. Thank you, Representative Hong. I really appreciate it. It's an honor. It's an honor to work with you on this.
Yes, sir.
Email?
Yeah, I'll give you my contact.
I believe I've got it.
Okay, that'd be great.
And thank you, Lieutenant. I think you've testified every year I've been here, so you're a frequent flyer here in Judy Non-Civil, so
It's
thank you.
getting to be a bad habit. I apologize.
Yes, sir. All right, next we have Zachary Perry. Come on down.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing? My name is Zachary Perry. I'm a public defender here in the city, and I kind of surprised Representative Hong in the hallway with a suggested amendment, and I don't want to overshadow what this bill does, although it is a small change in the amount of volume. As the Marshal pointed out, it could have a significant change, and one that I would think would be beneficial. The amendment that I propose is something that our office and public defenders may have been pointing out or noticed over the past few years. In 2020, whenever this assembly repealed the arrest by private individuals article, they a really important and also long-standing provision requiring presentment of an arrestee within 48 hours of arrest without a warrant before a judicial officer was thrown out as well. So baby got thrown out with the bathwater there. That language had been in Georgia law since 1866, requiring presentment within reasonable amount of time before an officer authorized to issue a warrant or affidavit. And so we've been about 5 years now without it. And for the most part, that requirement is covered under standing Supreme Court law under County of Riverside versus McLaughlin and Gerstein v. Pugh. The distinguishing factor of this law was the remedy provided. Neither Gerstein or Riverside provided a remedy. The law in Georgia had always provided release as the remedy if that person was not brought before a proper judicial officer. So I have some language that would, for the most part, put that law back in and provide a little bit of clarification on what the purpose of that hearing would be to decide on probable cause, and what could be heard of probable cause, which would be sworn testimony by the arresting officer, bringing it in line with warrant applications and such.
Do you have those case citations handy?
For Rivers, not handy. I can definitely get them for you pretty quick, though.
I'll tell you what, before you leave today, just make sure you get those. And thank you for taking time out of your job to come down here. We do not, I know sometimes the lawyer of the week will be a public defender, but as a general rule, I have not seen very many public defenders here. So thank you for the time you took to come down. Vice Chair Hall.
Just wanted to thank you, and I know you shared your language with me, so I'll review it and we can have further discussions.
All right.
Thank you.
And I have copies of that language as well if anybody else in the committee would like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's all we have on that one, so I'll entertain a motion. I got a move, do pass. All right, second. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right, so on to full with the understanding that Vice Chair Holmes is going to look into those suggested edits. So. All right, next we have House Bill 1075, Representative Johnny Chastain, man from Blue Ridge, GA. This is your first.
It sure is.
time
Thank you,
here,
Mr. Chairman. First one in front of this esteemed, not my first bill, but my first time in front of this committee.
Well, we had to eat the goat last night, so you look bad. Go ahead.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity. I have bill number LC 481635, and I have a couple of guests with me too today, Mr. Chairman. Special Agent Ryan Hilton and Assistant Special Agent Adam Jones, who are here with me today. Got to know these two gentlemen back in the summer, and we're talking about some of the things going on in their department, and that's where this bill originated from. And this bill simply makes pimping a felony on the first offense if the person has a prior conviction of human or sex trafficking. And talking with these two gentlemen, this is something that their department's dealing with a lot in Georgia, and spend a lot of time on these cases. And again, I would have thought pimping was already a felony in Georgia, but it's not on the first offense. But this bill would make it a felony on the first offense if the person has a prior conviction of human trafficking or sex trafficking. And that's really what the bill says.
What was the LC number again?
I hope I've got the right one. 481635.
Okay. I have that in my folder. Members, y'all have that in y'all's folder as well? Representative Kendrick, is that the one you have in yours? Okay.
Okay.
All right. We're all on the same sheet of music with
Okay.
that. Okay. All right. Any questions from members of the committee? Vice Chairman Hall.
Thank you, Chairman. I'm not sure if I'm reading this correctly. I know you said the first offense for trafficking would be a felony is what you're trying to do, correct?
Pimping.
For pimping.
Yes.
For violating section 16-6-11, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And in the language, it says a person convicted of violating who has a prior conviction of the offense of trafficking. And so it's
Yes,
they
sir.
also had to have a prior conviction in order for the felony. Is
Yes.
that what your intent is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to make
Yes.
sure.
That's right, guys. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. My understanding is this is a new concept within Georgia law. Even though we do have recidivist statutes,
Yes.
this is a little bit of a novel concept.
Yes.
Is what we've found. So, thank you, Representative, for your work on this. If you want, I don't think agents. Do y'all want to come testify to this?
You guys want to say anything, Ryan? Come on.
Y'all came all the way over from
Yes, thank you.
Panthersville Road, so come on down.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Been over a time or two myself.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Assistant Special Agent Charge Ryan Hilton of the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Human Exploitation and Trafficking Unit. we are in support of this change. I'll just put it plainly. Pimping's a gnat's hair of daylight away from human trafficking. And what we have encountered in the past is an offender who was previously convicted of human sex trafficking. And we had probable cause to arrest for pimping, but it would have been the first offense. And the penalty for pimping under the first offense is a misdemeanor of a high and aggravated nature, essentially could be 3 days in jail for somebody who had abused women and sex trafficked them in the past. So that's what we're looking to reconcile, is someone who has done this in the past as far as human trafficking for sex, and making that pimping misdemeanor a felony if they have that prior conviction.
Okay. So you served in the men's department of the Navy, otherwise
I
known
rightly
as
did, yes.
United States Marine Corps. Thank you for your service and continued service. My dad's a Beirut Marine, so y'all
Oh, God bless.
hold a special place in our heart. Okay. And if you're keeping up with George's sayings, he just brought one up that I don't think I've ever heard: a gnat's hair, a daylight.
Yeah.
You might need to trademark that one, Agent. That's pretty good. So, questions for the agent from members of the committee? Real quick, if you don't know the answer, that's fine. But as far as statistics, have y'all seen a trend of where anyone that is convicted of pimping, that they later on would still go on to be involved in sex trafficking?
I don't have any numbers off the top of my head, but it is a common practice for people to commit recidivist acts of a similar nature. I'll just leave it at that. That's
Sure.
all I can provide data for.
Sure. Okay. All right. Thank you, Agent. I see no other questions. Any of the other agents want to testify to this?
No, sir.
Okay, all right.
Isaac Hilton described it well. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank y'all. Well, thank you, Agent. Give our regards to both the director and to Dr. Dorsall over in the lab. She does great work for very terrible situations. So thank y'all for being here today. I don't think I have. Let's see. I have one signed up to testify to this. Let's see. Camilla
Okay, Kamala Zulfagari.
Zulfagar. Okay, I will remember that.
Best of luck. You may see me.
Come on down.
So, thank you very much. My name is Kamala Zulfagari. I am Vice President of Government Affairs for Street Grace. Prior to this, I was Sam Olin's and then Chris Carr's human trafficking prosecutor. Prior to that, Fulton County's human trafficking prosecutor. We, of course, are in very much favor of this. I will tell you, though, Georgia is one of the last states surrounding us that still has misdemeanor pimping or pandering, and so this is a wonderful step. It is very important. We would definitely like to go all the way. I believe, actually, Chairman of Stration was the first one to get felony pimping and pandering on the first offense through the House. And installed in the Senate that year. So it's this is an important step. I will tell you how important a step it is. I realized when I was talking to these agents, I actually was the prosecutor on the case that he mentioned. This man was trafficking 2 14-year-olds and a 12-year-old around this state, and actually ended up getting picked up in a Fulton County case. We prosecuted it through the AG's office at the time. He served his time. It is not uncommon. I actually came here to talk about a different case. It was one of the first cases we had for when Fulton County created a human trafficking unit. It was his first offense, so he served some time and then got out. He was not a recidivist yet for trafficking. And then multiple times he got picked up for pimping before pimping became a felony, even on the second offense. So it is not at all uncommon when you work in this field. The person they're talking about is particularly bad, but sometimes they learn when they traffic, okay, well, I can find a vulnerable 18-year-old now that I've been convicted of this, and we're just not having that. So I'm really glad. Thank you so much, Representative Chastain, for bringing this. It's a very important step. We hope we actually can get it all the way, but we definitely are in high support of this. Any questions?
Thank you. Any questions from members of the committee? Seeing none, thank you for being with us, and thank you for your work on this.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else that came in and wanted to testify, didn't get a chance to sign up? Quiet crowd today. Okay. All right. See none. I see somebody light up. Vice Chairman Hall.
Got a motion at the proper time.
I'll take that motion now.
Move to pass.
All right. Got a motion to pass. Second. All those in favor, say aye. All those opposed, same sign. All right. You're on full, Representative. You got off easy for your first time. Okay. Let's see. Next, I saw the gentleman from Cartersville come in. Representative Gamble. You need some more time to get ready. I know you just walked in.
No, Chairman, I'm good if you're ready for me.
Come on in. House Bill 821, and just remind us of the LC number you're working off of.
Working off of LC 481581.
Okay.
And I appreciate the opportunity to be with you all today. I have to say, I don't know that I've ever had the opportunity to have a bill in this committee, but I'd like to tell you how I got to this point. And I'm here today on behalf of my district, Cartersville, Georgia, House District 15, Bartow County in northwest Georgia. And last year, my police chief, at the time, Chief Frank McCann, who is a good friend of mine, and he just happened to retire about a month and a half ago, and we have a new chief, Kevin Cloninger. But Chief McCann came to me and he said, we have a problem. I said, what is that? Apparently we had a situation in Cartersville a little over a year and a half ago where someone unloaded an entire clip of a Glock pistol in the direction of one of our officers, and by the grace of God, none of the bullets hit the officer, but he was shot at. And there is a loophole, and I have met with Pete, and I know Pete had to slip out, Pete Scandalakis, and I've talked to several others. In this particular case, this gentleman was able to bond out of magistrate court. And so all this bill seeks to do, and you can tell that this is a very short bill, is that if you fire at a law enforcement officer, it's going to be Superior Court where bond is determined. That's simply all that we're trying to do, and just that's the story and the essence and the why behind this bill. Now, I'm very fortunate that Herb Cranford, I know, is here today and has offered to share his perspective on this legislation, Mr. Chairman, but I would defer to you on how you'd like to handle that and the procedure that you follow here in your committee.
Come on down, D.A. Cranford.
Hey, Mr. Chairman, appreciate it. Y'all
Go
ready?
ahead.
I don't want to belabor the point, but I do think as a general rule, it's best for bond to be considered by a Superior Court judge on the most serious offenses in the state of Georgia. The rest of this list, this is now crime number 15, but the rest of that list is things like murder, aggravated child molestation, rape, and so I believe and I hope everyone thinks that aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer is worthy of an elected Superior Court judge making a bond determination.
Sorry, we're Vice Chairman Hong and I are looking at this language, and we're wondering if we shouldn't move some of the language around. And I want your opinion on this. Right towards the end, by the discharge of a firearm, is that in the correct place, or should we not put that after the phrase aggravated assault in line 14?
I think that might make it a cleaner read.
Or after public safety officer.
I think if you track the language of other Georgia code, I think it might be aggravated assault with a firearm. I think that's consistent with other sections.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from members of the committee? All right, seeing none. D.A. Cranford, you were signed up to speak. Do you want to say any further?
No, I just wanted to voice my support, and I think most other DAs support.
Okay. All right. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for crossing the Chattahoochee and the land of Ellis Arnold. Always good to see you. Okay.
You too. Thank you.
Right. Any questions for D.A. Cranford from any members of the committee? Seeing none, thank you again. All right. Anybody else that came in that wanted to speak to this? Okay, I see none. All right. Believe we need to change that language up just to provide uniformity. Vice Chairman Hall.
I'll move to pass.
All right. I've got a motion to pass. All right.
Chairman, I have an amendment.
Okay.
Would like to change line 14 to read aggravated assault by the discharge of a firearm upon a public safety officer moving forward. And then line 15, strike by the discharge of a firearm.
Okay.
And if I may, I'm sorry. I would recommend aggravated assault with a firearm. That's consistent with other places in the code. I'm sorry to interject with that, but.
No, thank you. So my amendment would be line 14, aggravated assault with a firearm, insert with a firearm after the word assault, and on line 15, strike by the discharge of a firearm.
And would there need to be a
And
period?
a period after duties.
Okay. Y'all hear the amendment? It is moved by Vice Chairman Hong. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Give it a second. All those in favor of the Hong amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, it's on. Okay. Any other amendments? Seeing none. All those in favor of the passage of House Bill 821 LC 481581 with the Hong amendment say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, it's on the full. We'll get you scheduled for one day next week.
Thank you, Chairman. I appreciate it.
Thank
Good
you.
to be with y'all today.
Thank you. Give our best to Deneen and the youngins up there.
I
So,
sure will. Thank
and
you.
Always good to see the man from Cartersville.
Yes, sir.
And if my eye, well, we have one more. The gentleman from Forsyth County, House Bill 675, Representative Brent Cox. Come on down. Seems as if we've seen this one before.
I think we have.
Okay, go ahead.
It's great to be here, Mr. Chairman. Okay, so this is LC 481580 ERS, and this is the same House bill last year that was passed out of full committee and went through rules, but did not get on the chamber floor. So
which LC number are you working on?
I have 481580 ERS.
And that was the committee substitute we had sent up to rules.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, so the purpose of this bill is basically to create a felony as a crime where we're given authority to district attorneys to prosecute those who are supporting and abetting terrorists from other countries through propaganda, whether they're gathering information and funding and sending back to those terrorist groups or the terrorist groups sending it here to create division here in the state of Georgia. And I ask for y'all's favorable consideration in this bill.
Okay. All right. Any questions from members of the committee? Sure are a quiet bunch. Okay. All right. Seeing no questions, I don't think I have anybody signed up, but anybody come in that didn't sign up to speak for or against it and want to now? Okay. All right. We've got a bunch of monitors here, seems as if. Does this bill cover spies? You know, I'm starting to think, you know, well, this is quite a bunch, you know, might have some spies. You cover that, Representative Cox?
I can neither confirm or deny that it includes spies.
Well, notwithstanding separation of state government or federalism, as we call it, I'm going to move on. Cheryl, do we have a judge with us today that I failed to recognize earlier? Judge, it's good to have you with us. Always glad to have y'all here. I know y'all's schedule is busy, and but I know you'd much rather be here than have that hot robe on sometimes. So thank you for being here with us. We could not do our job without y'all, so thank you. All right. Nobody wanting to testify? I'll entertain a motion if there is one.
Move to pass.
Move to pass in second. All right. All those in favor, any amendments though? Seeing none. All those in favor of the passage of House Bill 675, LC 481580 ERS, the House Committee on Judiciary Non-Civil Substitute, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Congratulations. We'll get you on full one day next week, and we are adjourned.
Thank you.